Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. In today's lesson, we are diving into one of the most elegant and powerful topic in modern JavaScript, the for of loop. If you have been following along with this course, you have already mastered the traditional for loops, while loops, and you have seen for in. But the for of loop introduced in ES6 is going to become your go-to tool for iterating over arrays, string, and other iterable object. By the end of this video, you will understand what the for of loop is and why it's so useful, how it's different from the traditional loop, what iterable actually mean, and when to use the for of in real world project. So let's get started. The first question is what is the for of loop? The for of loop is modern JavaScript feature that lets you iterate over iterable object in a clean and readable way. So the actual concept is for the for of loop, the for then const something elements of iterable. Okay. Then here this is the code to execute for each element. Okay. This is the for of loop actual concept. The const is the elements of iterable. Okay, simple, right? So let's see the actual example here. Suppose create const fruits equal apple, banana, orange, okay, or mango. Then use the for loop with const the elements will be the fruits. Okay, elements will be the fruit. Sorry, this would be the fruit because this is the single, this element, and of the iterable will be fruits. Okay, this is the fruit of fruits coming from here. Then console log this fruit. This would be a fruit. Okay. Now check your console log. This is okay. Fruits. Okay. Now it's okay. Spelling mistake. Okay. Okay. Fruits. Now open your terminal. Note this would be the 057 something. Okay. The problem is here. Okay. No problem. Clear. Okay. Get the result, right? Apple, banana, orange, right? This is the output. Actually, what is happening here? If you notice how clean this is, you see, we don't need to manage an index variable. Index variable, check the array length, access element using the bracket notation. We don't need this. The for of loop handle all of that for us automatically. Okay. So comparing for of with the other loops. So let's compare this with the traditional for loop to really appreciate the difference. Okay, the traditional loop actually look like this. You see, the let I equals 0, then the condition, then the increment or update, then console log, right? And the data and the information we will get from the numbers index, right? But same task we are implementing like this. You notice this is the numbers of the elements is num, and that's it. The output is the exactly same. You see how clean is this? How clean this, right? This for of version is more conscious and expressive, right? We immediately understand we are iterating over the values in the array. But what if we need the index? We can use the entires method. Okay, what it means? It means suppose copy this. Okay, at first comment this, then come here, also comment this one. We don't need this, just copy this. Remember, we have a fruit with the elements of array, right? In this fruit, just use, remember, we want, what do we want? We can use entires as a method for indexing. Like this fruit in array, we are using the first is index, second is, suppose this is a fruit. Okay, this is a fruit. Okay, then these fruits dot entries. Then in the console log, use backtick and the backtick will be first is the index, then this will be the fruit, this fruit. Okay, let's see what is showing here. Note, you see 0 1 2 3, and I mean we also get the index number when we use the entries method. Okay, so actually here we are using the array destructuring to extract both the index and the values, right? This is destructure, right? We are destructuring the value. So okay, then what are the iterables? So let's talk about these iterables. An iterable is an object that implements the iterable protocol. Basically, it's an object that knows how to provide its value one at a time. Actually, the most common iterable in JavaScript are arrays, arrays, strings, sets, maps. Okay, and the five is the and even special object like argument, node list, and type array. Okay, for array we already seen the array iteration here. This one the array iteration. Okay, this one array iteration, like we already seen it, right? There, here you already see the array iteration. This one array iteration. This one is string iteration, right? We already iterate the string and array. This is an string iteration, and this is an array iteration because the number only the number here, no string value as an elements. Okay, another is the set iteration. For the set iteration, check this. This is the set iteration with the this constructor, set constructor. Okay, this set constructor, when you use, we get the set iteration. Also have a map iteration, and this map almost similar with the set because what it does actually, it's similar to like this one. Suppose this one, you see, this is the map and array of array, right? Array of array, and we destructure the username and role, then username and role, you get John, this John, and role is admin because we set the role and name and role from destructuring this map user role, right? Okay, great. So next is then what's not iterable. We already learned what would be the iterable and which one we can implement with this for of loop, right? Then what we not iterate. Actually, this is a important note. Regular objects are not iterable by default. It won't work. Okay. Suppose if you are using the object, regular object, okay, and this will throw an error. Check. This will throw an error when you are passing this for prop of person, and your console log. This will throw an error. Okay. If you want to iterate over the object properties, then you have options. You have an option if you want to iterate for. So you need this one, the const key of object key. Remember, you get the key from this. This is a object, right? So we didn't call this person directly, but we can use the object dot keys. Okay, these object dot keys will extract this as an array. Okay, and then this person you can destructure and you actually get this value from here. Even you can also extract the value if you want, like if you use not key, if you use the value, suppose this one over the value, this is a key, this is a value. Remember, another is key value pair. Remember, first we check the key, second is value, another is key value. Okay, so just comment it, we are testing it. Open terminal. Right. Okay, you see, at first we use the key, we iterate the key, and this is our iteration, name, age, and city. Then we use the value, and the value from the person. Also, we get the value, the Alice, name, and New York. Remember, this was the value, and this was the key because in this object, this one is key and this one is value. And for the key value pair, you see the name is Alice, age is 30, city is New York. Isn't it interesting? Okay, great. So let's look some at real world use case. The first is actually the actual example is the processing the shopping cart. this shopping cart, this is the card item, name, laptop, and price. So we need the total price, and then we use the const item of card items. Get this item from here. Okay. Then total, the shortcut method is the plus equal. That means total price plus item price, right? The shortcut is plus equal. The console log is added the item name with the item price. When you console log this, then we get the total price. Total price will be the these three summation, right? And this is interesting. Okay. Also, another example for this one is the calculation for the card item, and another example for validation. Okay, this one is interesting for form validation. User input, the user input is email, and second is empty, third is again email, and fourth is invalid. You see, here we use the condition, but we get the email from the user input. Then we check the condition if email and email include the at the rate. Remember, if this email, not only email, we also need to include the at the rate, then pass the valid email and email, otherwise invalid email, right? Great. Okay, now break and continue with for loop. I mean the for of loop. This was the interesting actually. In this break and the continue with the for of, if you see the first, find the first number greater than 5, it actually check if immediately when it get the number, the 5 is, I mean the number is greater than 5, then it's console log it and immediately it's break when it get the number greater than 5, then I mean it's 6, right? And then skip even number. Also the number, it's actually getting the even number, and then odd it's only show the uh, odd number, because we are telling the skipping continue for when it get the even number. I mean it's actually skipping the even number. Okay. Okay, now for of and the for in, the key difference. This is a crucial distinction that confuses many developer. For in iterates over enumerable properties, I mean the key. Okay, and for of iterates over the iterable values. Remember, for in actually enumerable properties, it's actually counting the keys, and for of it's iterate over the iterable values. Okay, for the example, check this. This is the language. When you use the for in as a keys, use indices is key, then you get the 0, 1, 2 as a string. Okay, because we are using the for in, we get the index. But when we use the for of, we get the actual value, iterating the actual value. Okay, and this rule of thumb is use for of arrays, string, and iterables most commonly, and only use the for in for object properties. While comparing this more in the next videos, so don't worry. So when to use for of? Okay, use for of when you need to iterate over array values directly. You don't need the index, or can easily get it with the entries method, right? If you need this index number, if you want to clean and readable code, then use the for of. And if you are working with the string, set, maps, or other iterable, then use this. Okay, and avoid this loop when you need high performance. In critical loops like traditional for might be a slightly faster. Okay, you need it iterate backward. Okay, you are working with the plain object, like use the object dot keys, values, or entries instant, then you don't need the for loop. Okay, normal for loop is okay. So let's recap what we have learned today. This for loop provide a clean way to iterate over the iteration. It work with the array, the string set, right? We already know. So in the next video, we will do a deep dive comparing for in versus for of. So you will know exactly when to use each one. Okay. If you found this helpful, make sure to like this video and subscribe for more JavaScript content. Drop a comment below if you have any question. Thanks for watching. I will see you in the next one.